Hashtag make the Batfleck movie is what the campaign was today. There's a lot of hashtags out there. Definitely a lot of hashtags. But it's fine. It's cool. Everybody has, if they want to do a campaign. Perfectly fine. I don't exactly have the numbers. I think some people were trying to break down the numbers, and it seemed like it was doing pretty well. But it got me thinking, because I was like, okay, maybe I should, make a video about that and what people are like showing and everything. And I think eventually I started making a list, because I've actually had this video in my mind where I was going to like cast pretty much Batfleck's world, with the rogues gallery and the people involved. I was going to cast the ones, the characters that we don't know, we don't know who would be playing them yet. Obviously, when we got our Leto Joker, we got J.K. Simmons, we got all those guys, but others we don't have. But then it got me thinking, okay, what do we know about this movie? What do we know about Ben Affleck's Batman? That's where I was like, I'll take it that direction, because what do we know? And I started making lists, and then couple things I started going, oh, interesting, cool. What's happening, film friends? Dave, the film junkie here. All right, let's talk about Ben Affleck's Batman. That's right. Okay. Yeah, that's why I wore the shirt. I know it's the Jim Lee, the Jim Lee version, but hey, we got him right up here. Can't really see him, I know. But yes, Ben Affleck's Batman. Now, I just wanted to do a video and talk about what we know about this movie series. What do we know about it? What's going on with it? And of course, I'm just going to give you the information that I have. I know there's other information out there that I've kind of been like, that doesn't sound right to me. I don't know about that. That just, apparently he's signed on a couple of times. I don't know. Well, he signed on. He's supposedly signed on a few months ago to do his Batfleck series, but yet they have not announced it, which seems a little odd if you ask me, because if HBO Max is really trying to push their library, really trying to push their content that they have and get people to subscribe, announcing a Batfleck series would probably help that a little bit. But of course, if they do announce it, it wouldn't be till, the damn thing wouldn't come out till God knows when, probably like 2022 next year for sure. But it's just interesting, so that's why I would say, when you hear some of those exclusives, you take it with a grain of salt, and that's where I was kind of like, I don't know, a little premature right there. So anyway, basically what I wanted to tell you guys too, and I've said it before, and I've said it again, like that it's not, it could very well happen. I know some people are like, it's not going to happen. Some people are just saying like, nah, he doesn't want to do Batman. He doesn't want to do Batman. It's like, well, why did he sign on for Flashpoint? Okay. He did sign on for Flashpoint, and he came back for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So it's like, maybe there's some hope there. And from what I gathered is like, yeah, maybe he's holding out a little bit. Okay. So this is what I know when it comes to that. We'll get to the story points in a little bit, but what I know what I've been told is that maybe he's going to wait till after the reception of Zack Snyder's Justice League and be like, and make the decision there. Okay. I heard that back in, up to July of last year, he was done. Like when he went on Kimmel and said that I'm not Batman, he wasn't. He was like done, because look what he's gone through, man. You can't, the fact that when he joined on, Batman vs Superman got dicked with, and Suicide Squad, which he was like, which his contract didn't even include Suicide Squad, but of course that was added to it. It was supposed to be like BVS and Justice League 1 and 2. That's from what I gathered. It was 3 movies, and that was them right there. But hey, why not? Join Suicide Squad. You are part of that world. So when it comes to him not wanting to be Batman, he was done, because everything got fucked with. Even his movie Live by Night got fucked with badly. The studio wanted him not to make the movie that he wanted, and he had to and it ended up just being a shit, kind of a shitstorm. Even though it's still not a bad movie. Watch it; it's pretty good. It's not a bad movie, but there was probably, I even walked out going, there's a better movie in there. I think I 100% think that was going to be the case. But so you can understand why he wanted not to be. But I heard like when it came to, about July, he was kind of like, okay, well, maybe, because HBO Max obviously is going to be very much director driven. Hey, we're going to give you that creative freedom, something that Warner Brothers was not giving. Hey, we'll give you creative freedom as long as you do what we want to do. Just saying, okay? Don't make it dark. Please. Fuck you. And his shit was dark, as we know. And when we get to the story points, Joe Manganiello has mentioned the story and how dark it was. And it's pretty damn insane how dark it ended up being. Because, the story elements of the fact that when you see Lex Luthor bring on Slade to his yacht to basically tell him like, hey, go after the Batman. Fuck this guy. He was supposed to be doing something. He was supposed to bring me Superman's head. So fuck this guy. I'm going to task you to ruin his life. And that's pretty much what he was going to be doing. He was going to be fucking with him in a very much like David Fincher, The Game type story, where he was going to be mentally fucking with him, killing people that are a part of his life. Like, obviously, Lex Luthor knows it's Bruce Wayne. Okay, so he's going to give that information to Slade if he didn't have it already. And he was just going to ruin his life. And I even think they were going to go bold. We were going to see in Ben Affleck's Batman, we're going to see Alfred get killed. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine seeing that? Alfred getting killed in front of Bruce or in front of Batman, whatever. Maybe just a sword to the, like, right through him. I don't know how it would happen, but there was going to be a scene. Like, I have a feeling there was going to be a scene where Alfred gets killed. Insane. Yeah, no, I'm just, who knows? I'm not saying that I've heard anything. I'm just saying I would not be surprised if Slade is going around and killing people that are within Bruce's world to just fuck with him majorly. Holy shit. Yeah, that would be horrible. That'd be brutal. And can you imagine that scene, the dramatic element in that scene? God damn, that's going to be something pretty crazy. It's also mentioned too that the story revolved heavily too around Arkham. So my guess is we were going to see some cameos, from his rogues gallery. Maybe you'll see a couple of people there. You see a Penguin, you see a Harvey Dent. I'm sure there's got to be. This is a 40, mid 40s Batman. You're going to have to see some of these guys in there, which would be cool. And, as much as like when I told you guys, I'm going to do a video where I'm going to cast those people. And obviously I'm going to put names underneath them. Probably wouldn't happen if there was just going to be like a little cameo, because this wasn't going to be like a trilogy or a bunch of fucking movies. It wasn't going to be that, it wasn't going to be that. And for 100%, because, and I'll get to that point in a minute, but, it would have been interesting to see his versions of those characters, especially if there was going to be a lot of Arkham too that was also in it. It kind of makes you wonder too. Kind of makes you wonder when you think, oh wait, so we got Deathstroke, we got Slade just fucking with Bruce and killing people in his life. Was he also set up for murder? Did he set up Bruce? Does Bruce end up going into Arkham? What? Man, this movie sounds like it's going to be a long ass movie. Maybe it was meant to be 2 parts, because that was another thing I heard too, is if Ben Affleck wants to do it on HBO Max, it would be a 2-part thing. And I'm kind of thinking, did he write a movie that was going to be kind of like that? It was going to be so long that it was going to have to be broken up into 2 parts. Interesting. But it just kind of makes you wonder, does Bruce end up spending a little time in Arkham because he gets set up from killing somebody? I don't know. Interesting little point right there when you think about it. I don't know. If it revolves around Arkham, and then you got Deathstroke saying that, he's going to be killing folks that are in Bruce's life, that's going to be interesting. And then now one of the things I wanted to bring up, which was interesting, what made me, I was like, scratching the shaved head, which feels pretty nice, by the way. Kind of made me rub the chin too. My chin's not as good as his, but it's fine. Robin. When it comes to Robin, when it comes to Dick, obviously we know that Snyder was like, yeah, dead Robin's Dick Grayson. I don't give a fuck what you say. Of course, guy with the ball cap and some of those guys, they wanted to change it back to Jason Todd. But I think Ben Affleck was going to respect that. And we know that Snyder and Affleck were working together when they were filming Justice League, talking about that script. And of course, Jeff Johns did, of course, weasel himself in there and probably change some shit. But, but I think it was probably going to be like a similar situation of like, okay, you got your script, bud, but I got this other one. That's going to, but who knows? Like I said, I'm just spitballing here. But okay, so we know that there's a dead Robin. We know that it's Dick Grayson. It's not Jason Todd. And then I remembered a little while back that on Vero, somebody asked him about Robin, and here's the screenshot right here. He's gone. This is when Omar he posted the tombstone that does say Richard Grayson. And then Sam right here asks, was there a plan to bring back Richard after Flashpoint, or was Richard Dick Grayson always meant to stay dead? Curious, please see question. He said, stay dead till Carrie. Carrie, as in Carrie Kelly. Okay. So, was Ben Affleck's Batman going to have a Carrie Kelly? That doesn't necessarily mean she has to be Robin, but was there going to be a Carrie Kelly character? I think so. I do. And now we jump to the nightmare sequence. And you know that Ben Affleck was looking at everything that Snyder was doing and trying to just be like this offshoot piece of all that. So if you think about the nightmare sequence, and some people have speculated there is a girl with red hair that could be Carrie Kelly. Who knows? And you know that Snyder wanted to touch bases on that and everything. But what makes me, what also makes me go oh, that's interesting. Carrie Kelly. I think there was going to be a Carrie Kelly presence in Ben Affleck's Batman. But then now we jump to the timeline and we're continuing the story and we're trying to figure everything out. And we know what ends up happening with Batman. We know by the shirt, we know that in Justice League 2, he was going to sacrifice himself. He was going to, I don't know if that was going to end up killing Darkseid. Could have been. Who knows? But he was going to sacrifice himself. We were going to get an awesome scene where maybe Superman would be carrying out a dead fucking Batman and we all would be crying our goddamn eyes out. I would be. I'd be just, ugh. I'd be just ugly crying during that scene. And even though I don't want to ugly cry, I still want that very badly. So I'm thinking, okay, so when it comes to the nightmare Batman, this is after the events of Ben Affleck's Batman. Okay. And he's working with the Joker and Deathstroke. Joker killed Dick. Who did Deathstroke kill at this point? Did he kill Alfred? I mean, it's all very whoo, man. You think about it, oh man, if things in the Nightmare timeline are going off of things that did happen in the Batman timeline, then maybe it didn't because, who knows, alternate timelines, it's all weird, time travel. But then you kind of go, oh, that's why Batman sacrifices himself in the next Justice League. I mean, if that's supposed to fit between Justice League 1 and 2, and he's already been through this fucking hellish kind of a story, of course he's going to sacrifice. He's already got a death wish in BVS. Imagine after Deathstroke has just fucked with him mentally, and maybe Batman even spent some time in Arkham. I don't know. It's no wonder he's just fuck this. I'm going to go out. Yeah. And I'm going to be a crazy ass motherfucker. But I'm going to kill this apocalyptic god. And I'm just going to go out because I got nothing else to. It's just crazy what they were going to do with Batman being the midlife Batman where, Superman comes down. And he's been 20 years and he's totally lost his way and he's not thinking correctly. His moral code is totally fucked. And then he all of a sudden just feels like some new life is coming in. He found these members that have extraordinary abilities, and Superman kind of showed oh, there's hope. Yeah, Superman, look at that. And then all of a sudden it just goes down another dark path with the Batman, and then leading into Justice League, and then if you think about the Nightmare timeline, it's just, I don't know, just stuff I was thinking about, and I was like, man, the way that they were maybe constructing like this whole thing where it's like where Batman was just like, yeah, of course he was going to end up, sacrificing himself. Look what's been going on. And then just trying to think of like where certain elements would fit in Ben Affleck's Batman movie. It just made me think, there might be a Carrie Kelly presence in there. Somebody, Alfred might die. I don't know. It's all just stuff I'm spitballing. It's not stuff I'm like, oh yeah, I was just talking to, no. It wasn't that. I'm just kind of just thinking here. But the stuff we do know is we know the stuff from Joe Manganiello. We know those story points, Arkham, and like I said, what I know is like apparently he was thinking about it, Batman, the Batman Part 1, Part 2, if he were to bring it to HBO Max. But there's a possibility he's just waiting to see what happens with Zack Snyder's Justice League. So it's going to be interesting what happens with all that. But there you go, guys. That's all. That's all I wanted to basically talk about. Looking at my notes here, making sure. Yeah, that's it. So let me know your thoughts about it down below. What do you think about all that? You can give me your theories too. There could be some theories in there. Yeah, you can give me those as well. But do so. Anyways, guys, hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel. Visit, hit that notification bell, and then of course follow me on the sock meds down below: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And then if you want to join, become a member of Film Junkie, do so. Hit the join button. Got Patreon if you want to help out the pirate ship right there. You get some exclusive stuff on there. And then of course you got merchandise down below. Get yourself a shirt or two. There you go. All right, guys, talk to you later.